Book review, Blood Meridian by Cormac McCarthy. So this is a fiction book based on historical events that took place in the mid-1800s on the border between the United States and Mexico, and it follows the kid who's a runaway teen that joins a gang of scalp hunters as they make their way through the desert, killing Indians for money. And I picked up this book because Cormac McCarthy wrote No Country for Old Men, which was adapted into one of my all-time favorite movies, No Country for Old Men. And many consider this book to be his masterpiece, as well as unfilmable. And I was curious as to what people meant by unfilmable, but after reading the book, I can definitely see what they meant. This is by far the darkest, most violent, most gruesome book I've ever read by a country mile. I mean, this thing makes the human centipede look like the hungry caterpillar. There's genital mutilation, trees full of dead babies. They even shoot puppies in this book. Like, come on. Yet despite all the violence, the thing that stuck out to me most about this book was the writing style. For starters, there's no punctuation, no quotation marks, no internal monologue, and really not much of a plot either. And I know it sounds like I'm describing a book written by a third grader, but it's quite the opposite. This is one of, if not the most masterfully written book I've ever read. The scene descriptions are just so cinematic and poetic. They really make you understand why many consider Cormac McCarthy the greatest living American author. There's also one of my all-time favorite characters in this book, the judge, who's as intriguing as he is dastardly. Sometimes you find yourself rooting for him, other times you find yourself just scared to shit of him. I mean, he is one evil dude. And if you are going to read this book, I might say you might want to have a dictionary handy. It is riddled with $20 vocabulary words, as well as symbolism and literary allusions. And it's not an easy read, and it's not for everybody, especially the faint of heart. Yet I cannot stop thinking about this book. It's just so badass and epic. I think I'm gonna have to give it 5 stars.